kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again.
£25 field guns. Before we go any further, I might tell you, if you have very young children, babies or dogs, you might want to move away. This is very loud, so you have been warned. The tape is there for your safety, because of the noise and the explosives that are involved. Okay? Oh yeah? Time capture sector 2! That's just to wake you all up. What they've just done is tank action. Now it's the only time that the number 3 on the gun can fire without the number 1 telling him to do. But we just thought we'd wake you all up. So now to introduce you to the gun crews. Your number 1 on each gun, if you raise your hands, they are the person in charge of that gun. Only number 1 in normal circumstances can tell that gun to fire. If the Queen turned up and started shouting fire, they would still not fire. He is the person in charge and he is the one who ensures the safety of the crew. Number 2, he's the guy stood with a stick under his arm, if you will. That's known as the rammer. The rammer actually pushes the shell up into the barrel. His job is to do that and to open and close the breech. Number 3 actually is sat on the gun, and his job is to put in the range and to set everything on the gun ready to fire. Number 4, his job is to actually load the gun. And number 5, his job is in charge of the ammunition. So you have a minimum of a 5-man crew. Number 6 would actually be in the vehicle, and once he's put the vehicle behind the lines, he would then come and help number 5 getting charges ready. So like I said, what you're going to see now is some actual fire missions. We thought we'd start with something a bit different this time, so we've done the anti-tank. So the range of the gun on maximum is 7.68 miles. So this gun can fire anything from just across the field to the other side of Gulliver's World at Warrington from here, and it would take approximately, well, a minute, just over a minute to land from firing. A good gun crew can get 6 rounds a minute off, so by the time the first one lands, there's 5 more already in the air. So what we're going to do now is what they would normally do would be fire a ranging shot. So they would be given a target and a range, and the gun would fire, and they have a forward observation officer who's sat just back from where you're going to be aiming at, and once it hits, he will then report back as to whether you're on target or not. All the calculations are done manually using the plotting board, maps and a director, which is like a theodolite. The director zeroes the guns in so that all of the guns move exactly together. So you're not doing an adjustment for each individual gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a fire mission. Both guns, 1 round ranging, fire by order. HE 117, charge 2. Range 400-500 yards. Angle of sight 0. Bearing 354 degrees. So what the guns are going to do now is they're going to load. What they actually would have been loading would have been shell like this. This is a 25-pound high explosive shell. The black gun is armour piercing. That would have been used for anti-tank, which would have been what they'd have used before. The charge, I've told them charge 2. Inside every shell case that they fire comes 3 charges. there's red, white and blue in bags. It's coordinate. If you fire in charge 1, it's red on its own, charge 2 is red and white, charge 3 is all 3 together. This allows the gun its variation and it makes it so flexible. So the guns have loaded, gun number 1's ready, gun number 2, you ready? Fire! So like I said, what would happen is the forward observation officer would wait for it to land. He would say, right, okay, that's on target, and if it's on target, then the rest of the fire mission can start. Fire by order, 4 rounds gunfire. HE 117 charge 2, bearing 354 degrees, angle of sight 0. Fire.
That was a massive one. It stinks up.
Smell the sulphur. Must be definite.
That now has completed that mission. Stand easy. To give you some idea, at the Second Battle of El Alamein in Africa, 25-pounders fired over 1 million shells. When they were firing at night, the guns were going off that often that it actually was like daylight from the blast. So just the logistics of going 1 million shells from here to the middle of Africa is amazing. So what we're going to do now is just going to show you the gun at its maximum elevation. This means its maximum barrel height. So what we're going to be doing now is this would actually land at Gulliver's World in Warrington. What we're going to set up now. Okay? Fire by order. 2 rounds. HG 117 charge 2. Range 700 yards. Angle of sight 0. Bearing 2 degrees. So what you will see is the barrel will come up to its maximum height. They've just dialed into the range cone 7,000 yards. Display.
'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think old